We're actually developing a reboot, right? Well, it's not really a reboot, it's more of a sequel.
Are you excited to hear Alyssa Milano say that? So yeah, as she promoted her Netflix movie Brazen, Alyssa told Fox 5 New York that a continuation of Who's the Boss is in the works.
We've been developing it now for a couple of years. The pandemic sort of put everything on hold, but we're hopeful that, you know, before I'm in my 70s that we'll be able to. We're just in developing, trying to figure out like what the show looks like or would look like. What stage in our lives we would pick up from.
And I'm not surprised to hear that they're trying to figure out like what a sequel would be, because we've seen a whole range of success of like late 80s, early 90s sitcoms in terms of these revivals. I was trying to think of ones that would be similar to Who's the Boss, like Full House. I hated Fuller House, but I mean it ran for 6 seasons, so good on them. Murphy Brown was a complete bomb. I couldn't believe how bad that was. Bel Air, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, they're just about to come back, and it's going to be a dramatic reinterpretation of that story, which is very, very interesting. The Conners, I don't think, gets enough credit for what it has done. I mean, that first season revival of Roseanne was great, and then they've continued it really, really well with the Conners. They're on season 4 now. And yeah, I mean, it's rolling along very nicely. I watch it every single week. And we have Saved by the Bell, which has kind of gone a different route in terms of being more of like irreverent in a way. So yeah, there's a huge range of what you can do, and there's been a huge, huge range of success of these revivals. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what form Who's the Boss takes. Because obviously Alyssa and Danny are both adults now. But I mean, I'd love to see Tony Danza and Judith Light back together. I mean, that's what that show was. I'd love to see them together again. The only thing that worries me is that where we left those characters, I loved that ending so much, where they did the same scene where Angela comes down in the bathrobe and finds Tony at the door. I thought it was so perfect that it was the same scene that opened the show. So I loved how we left those characters. So sometimes I don't want them to touch something because the ending was so perfect. But yeah, I think Who's the Boss could work. It's going to be really, really hard to do it without Katherine Hellman. And I think Judith Light said once Katherine passed away that, I mean, there's just no way you could do it without Katherine. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be interesting to see what the Who's the Boss does, but it's coming, I guess. Are you excited?